Now, when I made a video of me fitting Rebecca's batteries in her van, a lot of people commented and said she must have spent a pretty penny on these batteries. The truth of the matter is she did spend quite a lot of money on her batteries and on all her electrics. But here's the thing, if she hadn't have spoken to John at Alpha Batteries and taken his advice, she probably would have spent a whole lot more, because she wanted to fit lithium batteries. And as we all know, lithium batteries are premium. They are pretty much top of the game, but they do come at a price. And John advised her that she really didn't need to go that far, that these AGM batteries would suffice. And these batteries are superior lead carbon batteries. Now, Rebecca had nothing but good things to say about Alpha Batteries, so on the back of that, I myself got in touch with Alpha Batteries, explained to them I'm on a bit of a budget. So let's take a look at what they sent me. So here we are at the back of my van. These are the batteries that John at Alpha Batteries recommended for me. Now, they are slightly smaller than Rebecca's batteries, but the good news is they are slightly more affordable, which suits me just fine. Now, let's go for a quick rundown of the technical benefits of these batteries over less superior batteries. Now, the benefits and features of these batteries are they are deep cycle AGM batteries. They're non-spill and can be mounted in any orientation. Not that I'm going to put them on this side, I'll still mount them face up because that's how my wiring is. Now, they have over 700 life cycles at 50% depth of discharge. They come with a 4-year warranty, maintenance free, dry cell, so no topping up with water, unlike the batteries I've got in my van at the moment. Now, when I show you my batteries, you're going to be quite surprised at what I've been using for the last year. But nevertheless, a massive thank you to John at Alpha Batteries for recommending these and sending these to me. I really do appreciate it. And on that note, I think Rebecca would like to give a bit of a personal message to John at Alpha Batteries. I'll hand you over to Rebecca.
Okay. Hi John, I just wanted to say a big thank you for all the help that you gave me back in the summer when I was looking for my electrical system and making it easier for me to find out what I needed for my van build. And because I was so impressed with you, I actually recommended you to Mel, so that when he needed to upgrade his batteries, he knew who to go to.
And I do.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for anything electrical or battery-wise for your van or build, then check out John at Alpha Batteries, because I would highly recommend him.
Well, I'm a little bit squashed in here, so I'll keep this nice and short and sweet. Now, you're going to be amazed of what batteries I've been using for the past year. Up until now, I've not even mentioned batteries in my van build. I've kept it quite hush-hush for good reason, purely out of embarrassment, really. So take a look at these batteries I've been running. So this battery is my original van battery. This is the battery from the cranking battery for the engine. It's 100 amp hour. So I thought I'd try and get away with using this, even though it's not a deep cycle battery. And the other one is actually a deep cycle leisure battery, again 100 amp hour. So I've got two 100 amp hour batteries. One's a leisure battery and one's a cranking battery. And up until now, I've managed to get away with it. They've been working fine, but now winter's here and we've got less sun, they are struggling and they do go flat quite quick. So I think I've pretty well knackered them out. So that's why I've now got some new batteries for my van. So all I've got to do now is try and fit them. And whilst I'm fitting them, I'm going to be fitting a shunt as well, a battery monitor. After all, I don't want to mess these batteries up like I have these ones. Okay, let's get on with it. So there's my new batteries in place, all wired up, and I've got to say it's pretty straightforward. I didn't have to modify any wiring except for where I fitted the shunt for my battery monitor, and for good measure I've added a cut-off switch as well, which I'll show you. That's on the inside. Now all I've got to do is box it all in and secure them down. I'm going to do that really quickly because it does look like it's going to start raining and all my possessions are outside because I like to take everything out from underneath my bed. So I'm going to quickly box these in, get everything back in underneath my bed, and then I'll fit the battery monitor probably tomorrow. Say hello, Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
Thank you for helping me, by the way. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So here's my battery box. This is what it ended up looking like. I had to modify it slightly because these batteries were slightly higher. As you can see, I simply raised it up a little bit. That's okay, this all works. It's all battened down. Now I do need to add a fuse to this main cable. I've ordered one. So yeah, that's the only thing I need to do now is add the fuse to that main cable. But I'm really pleased with that. It really looks neat. It's a nice neat finish. My little lid still fits on there. Somewhat. It did fit anyway. There you go. Perfect. Now let's have a look at the battery monitor. Quite confusing. Say goodbye, Rebecca.
Goodbye, Rebecca.
Now, before I go any further, I'd just like to point out that Alpha Batteries did not recommend that I get this battery monitor, nor did they supply this battery monitor to me. I brought this off my own back, off of Amazon. Just wanted to make that quite clear. Okay, let's take a look. So here we are. This is my new setup. This is my new battery monitor here, and this is my cut-off switch, which I didn't have before. So now I can flick that switch. I can take this with me, and nobody can turn on the power in my van. By the way, the light you're seeing comes from my POWEROAK. Right, so let's turn it back on. I've also got a little USB charging port right above my bed, so that when I'm in bed at night I can charge my mobile phone and all my other devices. But the main reason I want to show you this is because of this battery monitor that I've just fitted. This is what we're really interested in, right? Well, this battery monitor, now that I've fitted it and I've wired it up, I've come to the conclusion doesn't really tell me any more information than my solar charge controller does. My Ring DC to DC charge controller actually gives me more information than that does. I'll bring you a little bit closer and I'll just show you what it does. So I guess the only advantage of using this is the voltage meter there. The voltage meter is more accurate. It's got the point of a volt. So it's telling me I've got 13.32 volts. Now if this drops down to 12.06 volts, as far as I'm aware, that means that my batteries are 50% depleted at 12.06, which I guess that's the only advantage of actually having this. Now don't quote me on that 12.06, I'm not 100% sure. And for that reason, I think a proper battery monitor would probably be much better than this one. I mean, it's cheap, and it does tell me how many amps I'm drawing and how many watts I'm drawing, and this one here, it says 0 because I've only just switched it on. This is a countdown to, well, a count up, I should say, to how many watt hours I've used. But here's the thing, this only counts up. It doesn't count back down again, so it doesn't tell me how much power has gone into my battery. It only tells me what's coming out of my battery. Unlike the Victron, that tells you both ways. But then so does my DC to DC charge controller. That tells me what I've got coming in, it tells me what I've got going out. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking this was a waste of time fitting this, all but this more accurate voltage meter. So I could probably still use it to keep an eye on my battery state of charge, but I think on the top of my Christmas list would be a Victron battery monitor. Yeah. If you've got a solar charge controller, the chances are that's going to give you just as much information, if not more, as this little battery monitor does. So yeah, I'd give this one a miss, I think. I wouldn't recommend buying one of these unless you're on a real tight budget and you're not running solar. If you haven't got a solar charge controller, then yeah, get one of these if you're just relying on your alternator. But like I say, most solar charge controllers have got just as much information as this has. So there you go. Once again, I'd like to say a massive thank you to John at Alpha Batteries for all his help and advice, and for supplying me with those wonderful AGM batteries, which I will put a link in the description of this video to their website and the batteries that they supplied me with. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend Alpha Batteries. I definitely give them a big thumbs up. So if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now. You know me, I like things to be simple, basic, just like I am.